This is a special edition of the Word on the Street podcast with breaking news on notorious MMA figure and Mundial World Jiu-Jitsu champion Renato Laranja. Rumors are flying all over the streets and social media that Laranja was arrested recently on numerous charges, including breaking and entering, vandalism, and even drug trafficking. Again, this is all unconfirmed at this time, but we're hearing that Laranja decided to pull a Mayhem Miller and was found at 4 in the morning naked and intoxicated inside a children's Bible school. Two other gentlemen were also apprehended at the church, but Laranja is claiming that they had attempted to mug him or something. The whole story reeks of a cover-up, but we're here to report it all and get to the bottom of this crap. Check it. Now, for any new listeners to the show out there, you're probably asking yourself, who the hell is Renato Laranja? He's not in the UFC. What is this? So let me just break it down for you real quick. Renato is one of the biggest unsigned MMA fighters in the world right now. Everybody wants a piece of this guy, including the UFC and Dana White. But believe me, Uncle Dana's been whining and dining him, sending him gold watches and guns, keeping him plied with women and cocaine. But so far, Laranja, he's refused to sign a contract with the UFC. They even sent Ronda Rousey to fluff and seduce him, but the stupid girl ended up falling in love with him for reals, causing some kind of bizarre love triangle between Laranja, Ronda, and Cyborg, if you can believe that shit. I won't get into any bedroom shenanigans on this show. This is a fucking family podcast, but the point is that with all the temptation and money on the table, Renato still refuses to put the pen to paper and fight in the octagon. You see, the odd thing about Renato Laranja is that even though he claims to be a 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion and undefeated in combat, the dude never actually takes or makes any fights. In fact, he just seems to enjoy hanging around gyms and dojos, harassing any prominent MMA figures or celebrities he happens to run into. Some of the UFC stars he started a beef with, they include Michael Bisping, Joe Rogan, and Vinny Magalhaes, whom he seems particularly fixated on.
Don't worry, that guy. Hey, what's up? Why you training with Joe? Who the fuck are you say like you know who I'm training with? Who the fuck I am? Yeah. You know who? I'm gonna put my face down because you're not gonna do nothing.
I've got to admit that I thought this Renato guy was a total phony at first, until a few disgruntled students from Eddie Bravo's 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu school sent me some actual footage of Laranja in action. If you're an Eddie Bravo fan, please look away from the internet right now because you're watching him get choked out and embarrassed in front of his entire class. Word on the street is that Renato, he held the choke too long and almost made Eddie into a goddamn vegetable on life support forever. In another particularly disturbing and violent video sent to me by a fan of the show, we see Renato Laranja savagely fly through the fucking air and deliver a perfect capoeira dance kick to the face of Scott Epstein. He knocked that MMA fighter and movie star out cold. The poor bastard Einstein Epstein, he was just trying to defend Eddie Bravo in the 10th Planet street cred by getting revenge on the Brazilian. But his attempt was about as serious as Royce Gracie's striking power, you know what I'm saying? He was swinging away with nothing, but at least he never backed down too.
I gotta show right now that capoeira. It gonna show me like that. Keep him like that. Somebody who's been the streets. Somebody who can fight Joe Rogan. Somebody who's fight Ed Bravo. Who's kick Scott Epstein the face. Knock that guy out.
There's no doubt that this Laranja guy has some real legit skills and isn't just all talk. But it looks like all this recent notoriety and underground fame, it's going to his head if the news about his arrest is true. I've even heard from a few guys at the 10th Planet Gym that Renato has a little side business going on too. And it ain't selling t-shirts and fruits and vegetables, people. Every meathead I talk to is telling me that if you want to start juicing and get on that TRT on the DL, Renato Laranja is the man to talk to. That's right. He's slinging that Bomba on the side. The kind of steroids keeping Sylvester Stallone alive, you know what I'm saying? Alistair Overeem claims he's eating horse meat to get ripped, but we all really know he's just booting that badass Brazilian Bomba. The fruits and vegetables company is really just a goddamn front for the only sponsor Renato has ever signed with, the Monsanto Corporation. The more we dig into this story, the more covered in shit we become. Because when we tested some samples of the fruits and vegetables this guy was slinging, the results came back positive as fuck. I'm trying to tell you that a pair of grapes we tested contained more testosterone than the average pair of testicles. Do you understand me? How else do you think he managed to talk his way into Cyborg's sweet Quim? He's keeping her drugged up Anna Nicole style, allegedly. Damn you to hell, Renato Laranja. I do try to keep this podcast as fair and balanced as Fox News, so I usually avoid taking sides and playing favorites with the fighters. But I'm putting the warning out there for the MMA world to do something about this Laranja guy before he ends up corrupting the UFC and turning more of its fighters to the dark side. He's already courting and training a number of naive UFC guys like BJ Penn, George Septimatropoulos, Chris Weidman, and even Alan the Talent Belcher. The whole thing stinks, and we're following the story closely here at the Word on the Street podcast. I'll get an update soon and see if I can get Eddie Bravo and Renato on the show to comment, because I'm trying to explain to you people and warn you that if you let one cockroach into the UFC, it's only a matter of time before your whole gym is crawling in He-Man shit, and you have to wear fucking shoes all the time to avoid stepping on all the fucking syringes laying around. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. We know about the Bomba, Renato, and we're calling you out.